All right, we are recording now, and we're going to sing our songs first, and then everybody can unmute and help me with the story tonight. So the first song we're going to sing is one of my favorites about our big, big God. Do you remember how to do the motions? All right, I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see me, and we'll do the motions, and you sing with me, okay? My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the trees are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do for you. Good job. I saw a lot of you guys doing the motions. That is perfect. Now we're going to sing our creation days. And so far we've learned about days 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tonight we're going to add days 5 and 6. So we'll add those to our song too. And then next week we'll get the last day and get our whole song together. So sing it with me. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day two, God made skies and seas of blue. Day two, God made skies and seas of blue. Day three, God made grass and flowers and trees. Day three, God made grass and flowers and trees. Day four, sun and moon and stars galore. Day four, God started sun and moon and stars galore. I forgot the words. All right, here's the 2 new days. Day five, God made birds and fish alive. Day five, God made birds and fish alive. 6th day, God made animals and man that day. 6th day, God made animals and man that day. Good. We don't have real good motions for that last one, but maybe we can think of some. So if you want to unmute now so that you can help me with the story, go ahead and do that. That is up to you guys. You don't have to, but you can if you want to.
You're awesome, sis.
But remember, when people are unmuted, if everybody starts talking at the same time, we're not going to be able to hear. So listen with your ears and talk when you have an answer to the question that I'm asking, okay? All right, so we're going to review a little bit and talk about all the days and the things that God made. So here's our first box, day number 1. Does anybody remember what's in this box?
A flashlight.
A flashlight, because God made a flashlight the first day, right?
No.
No. What did God make the first day?
The sun.
Light. And he didn't need a flashlight, right? He just said, let there be light. And there was light. Before that, it was totally dark. If you held your hand up in front of your face, of course, you weren't there, so you couldn't do that. But you would have even been able to see your hand because it was totally dark. And God just said, let there be light. And there was. All right, very good. Second day. Who remembers what's in this box?
Cotton.
That's right. There's cotton. What else?
Sand and rock.
No, not sand and rocks. You're getting one day ahead. What's the other thing? This is water that would be in the sky. What's the water that's down on the earth?
Ocean.
Oceans and rivers and lakes and things like that. And what did God put in between the clouds?
Air.
That's right. He gave us air. Why is it important that we have air?
So we can breathe.
So we can breathe. That's right. So God was making the earth all ready for us. That's what he did on the second day. Here's our picture back here. Shows the skies and the seas and the air that goes in between them. All right, third day. What's in this box? Ender, you said it a minute ago. What's one of the things here?
Sand and rocks and trees.
Rocks. Because God made the water separate. It's hard to see that, isn't it? Made the water separate and made the dry land appear. And then what did he do? Once he had dry land, what did he put on it?
Plants.
Plants, all kinds of plants. Plants that we can eat, plants that we just like to look at because they're pretty, all kinds of plants. And what did God do to make sure the plants could keep growing year after year after year?
They have seeds.
That's right. He gave them seeds. Every plant has its own kind of seed. And it produces its seed, and that's what helps it grow the next year. Man, you guys have been listening really, really well. All right, so last week we talked about day 4. Who knows what's in this box? What did God make on the 4th day?
Moon and stars galore and sun.
Moon and stars galore, that's right, and the sun. So in this box, we have a yellow ball. What's that ball supposed to make us think about?
The sun.
The sun. And then we have a littler white ball. What does that ball make us think about?
Moon.
And what's the other thing God made on that day?
Sun.
The stars. So let me plug them in. There we go. Now we've got our stars shining. Now, not real bright because we got the other lights on, but you can still see them. So now God had the earth all ready to make things, to be able for people and stuff to live on it. So the 5th day and the 6th day, he started making creatures. So on the 5th day, here's our 5th day box. And I don't really have anything in it yet because we're going to talk about it and then I'll put it in there. God started making the creatures first that live in the water. So who can tell me something that God made that lives in the water?
Fish.
Fish. Can y'all see that picture? There's some fish. Those
Squid.
are really, what?
Squid.
A squid. That's right. Well, I don't have a picture of a squid, but I have a picture of something else that's kind of like a squid. What's that?
An octopus.
Octopus. Yes, we sing about the octopus when we do our butterfly song. He has 8 legs. What else lives in the water? What about this? Dolphins. Has anybody ever seen a real dolphin in the water?
No.
One time when I went down to Florida, we were out on a boat and the dolphins were swimming next to our boat. It was so very cool. And sometimes you can see them like at SeaWorld and aquariums and things like that.
Miss Cat,
Huh?
look at my fish.
Look at your fish?
Yes.
Well, who said that?
Me.
Who's me? Say your name.
Dapper.
Dapper. Okay, well, let me get my little screen so I can see you, Dapper. Okay, now I see Dapper. Oh, okay. Yes, now I can see you. Good job. All right. Now, here is a very big thing that lives in the water. Who knows what that is?
Whale.
Whales. That's right. They're huge, huge. Sometimes we can see this when we go to SeaWorld too. And in fact, I have seen a real whale swimming out in the real ocean when I went to Alaska to visit my sister. And it was swimming along and it was coming towards our boat. And then suddenly it dove down in the water and went under our boat and came up on the other side. It was very cool.
Well,
I bet when the whale went.
dang fish.
One more thing I have a picture of. A seal. Very good. Okay. So God made all the things that swim in the water on day 5. And then he was very busy on day 5 because then he made the things that fly in the air. So who can tell me what flies in the air?
Birds.
Birds, that's right. All sizes of birds. These are little birds that you would see in your yard. Who can think of other birds that we might see?
Blue jays.
Blue jays, good. Does anybody see that one? Owls. You know what's cool about owls? They can turn their head all the way around. All right, let's see what else I've got. They can see in the dark, you're right. So all things that fly, here's something that flies and swims. What's that? Duck. But a duck can fly. Oh, here's something that flies that's not a bird. Butterfly. Good job. Now these, I'm not sure how well they can fly. Now, penguins, they can swim in the water and they might fly a little bit, but I'm not sure if they fly very much. I've got something else that I'm not sure about flying. I need to be able to see Ledger for this one. Let me back it back up where I can see Ledger. Ledger, can these fly? Chickens. Ledger has chickens at his house. I've seen him gathering the pictures of him gathering the eggs. Ledger, can your chickens fly? Kinda. They can fly a little bit, but they don't fly like eagles and birds that can fly a long way, but they can fly, just not really, really well. Mostly they run around on their feet.
Careful, it's still hot.
All right, so those are things that God made on day number 5. And you know what God said when he finished?
This is good.
Way to go, Ender. He said it is good because he knew the things he was making were good and they were going to be really good for people once people got made. People weren't made yet. Now we're going to go to day 6 and we're going to talk about some of the things that were made on day 6, but not everything. So on day 6, the Bible tells us that God made the creatures that walk on the earth. Okay, so God made animals. We're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about animals that might be your pets or on a farm. Who knows what that is? Cats. Good. Does anybody have a cat at their house?
Mama Rose does.
All right. Well, God made cats on day 6. What's the other thing people might have at their house a lot?
Dogs.
Dogs. I know some of you have dogs at your house.
We have a dog at our house.
That's right. Day 6. That's when God made those dogs. Good job. Now, these are animals that might live on a farm. What about that?
Horse.
Horse. Have you ever been able to ride a horse? It's fun to ride a horse, and God made horses on the 6th day. And here's another thing on a farm. What's that?
Cow.
Cows. What do cows give us to drink?
Milk.
Milk. Good. We need those cows in that milk. Oh, here's another one that lives on a farm. What's that? Pigs. That's right. And I've got a couple of more, but we're going to move on because we're going to run out of time. Then there's a bunch of animals that God made on day 6 that probably wouldn't be pets, but you might see them around in the yard or in the woods close to you. What's that?
Mouse.
A mouse, yeah. And we talked about a vole, remember, which is kind of like a mouse. What about that? Have you ever seen one of those in your yard? Squirrels, that's right. Oh, I hope you have not seen this in your yard. Skunk. Whoo, they make a stinky, stinky smell when they get afraid. God made them on day 6. What about this? Deer. Here, does anybody see deer in their yard sometimes?
Yeah.
We see deer in our yard a lot. If you live kind of out in the country, you might see deer in your yard. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and we probably don't really want to see this one, but sometimes we might see this in our yard. Oh, snakes. So God would have made snakes on the 6th day. We have to be careful with snakes because they can be.
They can bite you.
They can bite you. That's right. You need to stay away from them. So we've talked about some of the animals, but we've left out a bunch of animals. Can somebody think of other animals that God would have made?
Another snake eats.
Blue jay.
Yeah, sometimes snakes do. What did you say, Emmy?
Blue jays.
Blue jays? Yep, he made those on day 5 because they fly. What about this animal?
Tiger.
Lions, and I think I've got tigers in here too. Most of these animals don't live in our country where we're going to see them. There's the tiger. We would only see these animals probably if we went to the zoo. Let me find another one. Who can think of other animals that you might see at the zoo? Maybe this guy? Giraffe. He's got a really long neck. He can eat off the high trees. What about these? Zebras. They kind of look like horses, but they're not quite the same. Very good. Oh, and one of my favorites. Monkeys. Yes, I love to watch the monkeys at the zoo. Oh, I almost forgot this big old guy. Elephant. We sing about him when we sing our butterfly song too, right? And how he would lift his trunk to say thank you. We'll sing that song maybe next week. Oh, here's a fun one. Kangaroo that hops. Very good. And Reed, I looked and looked, Reed, for your favorite animal, but I didn't have a picture of a hippopotamus. But I know that God made them on day 6. What about this guy? That's the bear. What else do you see in the picture that God made? The fish. He made the fish, but he made those fish on day 5. He would have made the bear on day 6. Very good. So there are lots and lots of animals. I have other pictures that I could show you, but we'll run out of time if we do them. Maybe next week we can look at some of those too. So day 5 and day 6, God was very busy putting all the creatures on the earth, the fish, the birds, the animals. And then what did he say?
This is good.
This is good. Now he made one more thing on day 6, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that next week because we're going to talk a little bit more about that last thing that God made. But day 5 and day 6, we got the birds and the fish and the animals. All right, so let's see what's in your packets tonight, your activities. There's your worksheet looks like this, and it looks fun. There's a lot of things you can color, and you're going to figure out which animal does not belong in the group where they are. So you can talk about day 5 animals and day 6 animals, and sometimes on this sheet, they got mixed up and they're on the wrong day. And then your craft tonight is one of my favorites. You should have a top piece that looks like this, and then a bottom piece that you can color, and then you can fasten them together, and you can turn it to see the different days and the things God made. Let's see if I can get it to the right place to start. There we go. That would be day 1, when God made light. And then, oops, wrong way, Miss Tanya. Day 2, there's the clouds. I get so confused when I'm trying to do this camera. And day 3, we've got the leaves. Day 4, sun and moon and stars galore. And on it goes. Oops, wrong way. There's the fish and the birds. There's the animals. So you can make this, and it will help you remember all the different things that God made on the different days. So that's a really fun craft. And then, has anybody seen what your snack is?
No.
Oh, I think Emmy has. I see Emmy showing it. You've got a package of animal cookies. Those are so yummy. So when you start eating those, when Mom says it's okay, after I see ledgers, after you've had your dinner and you get to eat your animal cookies, I want you to look at them before you eat them up and see if you can tell which kind of animal you're looking at, okay? So let's do that when you get ready to do your snack. All right, I'm gonna move my little mouse down there. Last thing we want to do before we stop the recording is we want to talk about our Bible verse. Who's been working on it? Has anybody been learning it?
Yes.
I don't know if they're doing this verse in Peak yet, but this is one of my very favorite verses because it talks about how we know about God. So I want you to help me say it, and we'll just
Every
keep
time
working
in
on it.
peak we do Isaiah.
Y'all are still doing the Isaiah one? Okay, well this one is a different one, but it's a good one too, okay? It says, the heavens declare the glory of God.
The heavens declare the glory of God.
Good, I want to hear y'all. And the skies show his handiwork.
And the skies show his handiwork.
Oh, Ender's doing a good job. I want to hear some other voices too. Day by day,
Day by day,
they continue to speak.
they continue to speak.
Night after night,
Night after night,
they make him known.
they make him known.
Very good. So it talks about how we can look up in the sky in the daytime and in the nighttime, and we can know that our big, powerful God made those things for us. Okay? All right, we are just about out of time, and I'm going to let us say goodbye to the people who are watching on the video, and then I will stop the recording. Okay, are we ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3, bye!
Bye.
Next week.
See you next week. See you next week.